Here are 14 tips and tricks for Siege's new season, Operation New Blood. You can get some pretty easy kills with the new defender Sentry if you bring both proximity mines and C4. Simply place both your proximities somewhere on a soft floor and place your C4 directly below. Then, wherever you are on the map, once you see those points for the proxim pop up, you can detonate the C4 and most likely get a kill, all without needing any help from your teammates. Over on the attacking side, we have a tip for Striker, and that would be to bring both EMPs and Claymores if Thatcher is banned on maps like Clubhouse and Chalet, where the main walls have runouts. That way, you can help Thermite get the wall and have the runout covered without the need for any other teammates to bring characters with Claymores or EMPs. And a quick bonus tip for Striker is to never run breach charges. Since they have a secondary shotgun, there's not much need for breach charges unless you're doing some heavy vertical play, in which case you probably shouldn't be playing Striker. A quick tip for Fenrir is to use his new observation blockers to conceal his mines. That way the attackers will have a harder time droning out his mines, and once they step into them, they will have to frantically try to find them, giving you a bigger window to attack them. If you find yourself attacking Stadium Bravo, there is a new hatch leading down into showers from Office. This is a great way to get into site, and given that the site itself just got a huge buff with the removal of the glass and some tweaks to the layout, you could see this site being played far more often, and so keep this hatch in mind. Next, we have a few tips for the new buffed Barbed Wire. Barbed Wire will now deal 5 damage to an attacker for every second they spend moving inside of it. This means you can pair it with damage dealing gadgets like Thorn Traps, Goo Needles, or even Electricity from Kaido Bandit to guarantee dealing a decent chunk of chip damage to your enemies. Another feature coming to Barbed Wire is that attackers will now leave a blood trail for a few steps after they leave the wire, meaning you can actually track down which direction an attacker went after they stepped in it. Now, if you're an attacker planning on rushing through Barbed Wire, then Finka will be your best friend. Not only can she obviously out-heal the damage taken by the wire, but her boost also allows people to move faster through Barbed Wire, and so by extension you will spend less time in the wire and take only 1 tick of damage as opposed to the usual 2 ticks of damage that 2 speeds take. Solis is getting hit with a big nerf this season, one factor of which is that she's losing her impact grenades. If you formerly used her impact grenades to help deny plant from below, you may want to start bringing her shotgun because you can accomplish a similar goal with that. Solis' scanner is also receiving some nerfs, one of which is a reduction in its range. For this reason, it's going to be far more difficult for Solis to surveil wide areas, and so another tip for her is to run her new proximity mines that she got instead of the impact to help narrow down which areas attackers might be coming from and thus spend less time aimlessly looking at ceilings looking for electronics. Rappelling has seen some further improvements this season, with attackers no longer having to stop sprinting before starting a rappel, and instead can now hold the rappel button to start the animation from further away than previously possible. This applies to both rappelling up walls from the ground as well as rappelling over ledges and even sheer drops, meaning you can sprint straight towards the edge of a building and begin rappelling instantly without risking a nasty fall. Deimos' AK-74 is receiving 4 grips options, however only the vertical is really worth running. The angled grip doesn't make too much difference in the reload time, and the gun already has 40 bullets, so reloading mid-gunfight isn't all too common anyway. And the horizontal grip only gives the same speed boost as what his pistol does, which obviously players will spend a lot of time holding out anyway given his ability. Therefore the vertical is the best option. The AK's recoil isn't particularly bad, but this should make it even easier. We're going to end off the video with some tips pertaining to settings, the first of which being that the flashbang customization, which I mentioned at the end of last season's tip video, is now finally in the game. You can now change the flash from white to black if you so wish. The next new setting is further music and sound customization. You can now choose more specifically how loud each aspect of the game is, even so much as having the in-game music be separate to the main menu music. And the final new setting is operator voice lines, more specifically how much you would like them to talk. The various options for this are absolutely no voice lines at all, only callouts and relevant information, relevant info plus gameplay related voice lines such as reloading and gadget deployments, and all of the former plus lore and character related lines such as Deimos' and Callie's various taunts to their opponents.
Bow before me!
If you enjoyed this video, then please do remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, it is very much appreciated. I will catch you all in the next one.